relax. I'm really jealous. Okay,
So, I'm
okay.
trying to bring some Christmas cheer.
Absolutely. You know what? I'd say I've really been just hitting everything that I possibly have, red, green, throwing it out there. You know what I mean? Everything goes.
I really don't, and that's been shocking. But you know who is not shocking and who also has Christmas cheer? Our sponsors.
All right, let's hear it.
Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, LLC, NMLS 227765, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, CelebrityHomeLoans.com. We are an equal housing lender. Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Burley Wealth Management.
Yay! Thank you to our great sponsors.
Yes.
Very proud of our sponsors, and so glad to have you in the house. And we made a big announcement, and we're going to talk about that today. I want to talk about that again real quick. A recap for Celebrity Home Loans. But today is the 15th day of December. Remember, we're doing the 12 days of Christmas.
Yes,
you know,
we're halfway through the month.
We're getting there.
10 days till Christmas. 10 days, Becky.
Yeah, so that means 10 shopping days for all you shoppers.
Yes.
For you woodcutters out there, it's 10 chopping days. So chop away or shop
Yes.
away. So, are you working on getting your Christmas list? The kids wanted me to ask.
Listen,
They texted me and said, "Please ask where
they're
she's
already finished and wrapped and under the tree.
at." I love that. Look at you.
Yes, they are.
Drop
done.
the microphone. Go.
I don't have stockings done, but the kids are done.
Oh, that's easy peasy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I'm finished.
I
I'm
love
waiting
it.
on a couple things to come in.
Yeah.
You know, because I did do some online ordering.
That happens.
I'm waiting on those things to
Yeah.
come in, but we're good.
We're on schedule.
We are.
Say yay!
Yay!
So the
We
whole
are.
house is going to be good. Yeah, it's
we
gonna be
hope.
good. Yeah. All right. Today is Bill of Rights Day. The Bill of Rights.
I'm familiar with the
Bill of Rights. Absolutely.
Thank you, School of Rock.
That's
Oh, no,
exactly.
It wasn't the School of Rock. Schoolhouse Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Schoolhouse Rock.
I think that was with the Jet Black. Or Jet Black.
Yeah, it
Black.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you're
a little
right.
different, but close. Cat Herders Day. You know how you like herding cats? You know
Thank
what I
you,
mean?
kindergarten teachers.
Yes,
We
exactly.
love you all.
Yes, that's exactly right. International Tea Day. Ooh, what kind of tea? If I was going to bring you tea.
I love tea.
I know you
I'm
do.
a fan of tea.
I know you are.
I love a good, robust black tea.
Oh.
I like black tea. I like chai.
Okay.
My phone is ringing.
Someone wants to close the deal right now.
That's right. Well, yes.
Okay.
I do not like rubies or rubies.
No, I don't know.
Rubos. Don't ever bring autumn rubios tea.
What's going on with that? Is that a brand or is it
No,
a
it's
flavor?
a tea. It's a type of tea.
flavor?
It's not good. I don't love it. But yeah.
All right.
I love a good lemon verbena too.
I think it's hard sometimes, though, and difficult on teas to bring out that good taste. Because it's, okay, here's
And
where
not be bitter.
Exactly. Here's where you get, I guess, the expertise. Like, you know, like I feel like on coffee I've mastered pretty well on coffee. I mean, I'm not trying to be, I'm pretty good on my coffee, okay? But on tea, like, okay, like, exactly when to put the bag in, how long to leave the bag, you know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you.
And then, like, if you have that squeezer where you squeeze, you know, the bag. No, they have those little, like, you put them in,
Well,
and
I
you
know
squeeze,
they have them.
and then you squeeze the bag, and then I've squeezed it, and then my bag's burst, and I've had, like,
You don't.
particles on the bottom of my tea that I'm not really crazy about, Autumn.
So you don't boil tea. You boil water, and then when the water is boiled and hot, then you pour it over the tea bag and you let it steep. So you don't ever boil tea.
Okay, boil the water.
You boil the water, you pour it over the tea, and you let the tea steep. And depending on the tea, it has to steep anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay, that's where it gets a little confusing with me.
Yes.
Because my coffee, I get it, and it's hot, ready to go.
Yes. Well, if your water is boiling hot, I prefer, electric tea kettle makes it so much quicker, I found. But then you let it...
But that's another gadget you'd have to have in your...
No, you can do it on stovetop. I have a tea kettle. I mean, like, I
have tea kettles. I do have tea kettles.
When I make my iced tea, just my old plain black Lipton tea, I use a tea kettle. I boil my water. After it whistles, I throw in my 10 tea bags. I let mine steep for a good half an hour because I like hot, strong tea.
Don't you love that
Not
whistle?
hot tea,
When
but
it
strong
whistles.
tea.
Don't you love that whistle?
No, it actually causes panic.
Really, it's one of the best whistles. I mean, it's like you know you're going to get whistled at that day.
Yeah, well, it whistles.
No matter what you're wearing, Autumn.
And then I panic, and then I run because I'm like,
No.
I don't want it to boil over.
See, I think of it as a compliment. Oh yeah,
I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. There you go.
Yeah, well,
At least
whistling at me. That might be the only whistle you're going to get today, you know?
So, but yeah, that's...
So, well, it is, and I think that's where I have trouble. Waiting that 7 minutes, you said 7 to 10 minutes, or
Well, yeah,
5
but
to
if you're
7?
going to drink it, then anyway, you're going to burn your tongue, so. And you got to cover it.
What? No.
That keeps it hot. So if you put your tea bag or whatever, infuser, I did buy myself a little infuser to stick in my stocking yesterday.
Okay.
And it has like the net, and then you don't have to squeeze a tea bag. But then you cover it and it keeps the heat in.
Okay. I have a joke. Okay.
Moving right along.
No, it goes with it. Okay. So these 3 guys were out. Okay, and they were with their wives, and they went to take them, I think, to like a bakery or somewhere. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and I know, you got to remember, I don't know this joke. I don't remember it. Okay, I'm out there.
Okay, we're going to mess this
and
up.
I'm horrible.
And
I love
angry.
jokes, but I'm horrible. Okay. So the one man said to his wife, would you like some sugar plum? Okay. So the other guy said, would you like a, sweetie, would you like a cupcake? Okay. So the man said, the other man was trying to, oh goodness, how could I top that? Because he wanted to be good to his wife.
Yeah.
How would you like a tea bag?
Oh, Becky.
I told you it was going to be brutal. Okay. I should have put a disclaimer. We should not be doing that.
You should not be telling
that.
Oh.
I told you it was going to be horrible.
Well,
But it's like, you get the gist of it,
I get
right?
it,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Needless to say. Didn't go over well.
Happy Thursday.
Okay.
Happy Thursday,
all
all.
right, tea bag. Well, okay, I appreciate being explained, tea 101, you know what I mean? But I
Coffee and tea.
you know what I mean? Yeah, and now do you put honey in your tea? Just you put a
Sometimes.
little flavor, little something.
Well, some of my tea is flavored.
Yeah, now I get the raspberry flavored tea.
I like
and
that.
it's pretty, it's
The
like
raspberry ginger.
yeah, that's it, exactly. That's the one. And it's pretty.
Yeah.
It makes it
Anything could be a tea. A tea is just herbs in hot water. You know, if
sage.
you could actually. And I saw something the other day that
I have plenty of that.
yeah, plenty of sage, and actually sage has health benefits. I have done oregano tea. Oregano is really good for coughs. It's not my favorite flavor, but it is good for coughs. So anything can be a tea.
Well, we're celebrating International Tea Day. For everybody's like, why are they talking about tea on Coffee Club?
And here's why.
Conflict of interest over here.
Listen, everybody drinks tea. Every country.
Yeah.
And not every country drinks coffee.
I just want to say, my mom used to, and this was such a treat, okay? She would take the tea, regular tea, and she would put sugar in it and milk.
Yeah.
And bring it, I'm telling you right now, you talk about, and it was that whole vitamin D milk.
Yeah.
You talk about a creamy, sugary,
cream.
oh man, I tell you right now, it was like candy.
Well, the first time I ever put milk in my tea, I had a friend, and she was from India, and she made a full Indian meal, and she put milk in my tea, and I was like, what are you doing? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll eat the shrimp, because keep in mind, I don't eat things that swim, and I did, because she made it. But I almost drew the line at the milk in the tea.
Really?
I did. I was
So
like,
you
that
can
is
compromise
not.
on that, yeah.
But I
it?
thought, I'm doing the full experience here.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's very good.
It was.
It's very, very good.
I would have been very sad had I passed that up.
Yeah. It's fun to learn things that you
Yeah.
wouldn't have put together, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is International Tea Day. Ooh, this is the one we know. National Cupcake Day. Yeah. If I watch the Cupcake Wars, on TV, then I'm craving cupcakes. It's like I want to watch it, but then it also makes me want a cupcake really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat a good cupcake.
I would rather have cupcakes than cake.
Yeah, well, you know what? There are more weddings and more receptions and parties are going cupcakes because they're easier.
They are easier.
Very easy, and it's kind of one and done, or two or three and done, or what. Nobody's judging you, but you don't have to have all of the silverware that you have to have for
Yeah, especially when you cut the bottom off and put it on the top.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah. So not only is it National Cupcake Day, it's National Lemon Cupcake Day.
That's my favorite.
You can't go wrong with a lemon cupcake.
I love lemon. Lemon is one of my favorites.
I know. Lemon cupcake. Yeah. So it's National Cupcake Day and it's National Lemon Cupcake Day. So how you really want to celebrate is with a cup of tea and a lemon cupcake. Yes, hot tea. Ooh, a lemon. How about a lemon tea? Oh, I love a lemon tea.
I do love lemon tea.
National Wear Your Pearls Day.
That used to be one of my favorites.
I
I do
know.
love a good set of pearls.
I do too. I just don't have them on. So this is actually Pearl Month. So No, it's pear month. Sorry. Pear month. Pear month. Pear. Oh, yeah. They do have, like, pears for Christmas, you know, like.
Yeah, if you recall, you used to get a pear, an apple, and an orange with some peanuts in your stocking, and that was it.
Yeah. This is
Maybe
also.
I should do that to my kids this year.
Yeah. This is also National Write a Business Plan Month. And I'm going to say that you would do that in order before the new year.
Start the new year, yes.
Yeah, our business plan.
Yes, I'm working on the business plan.
Are you really?
Updating that,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, yes. We do that actually, it's on their calendar. We will meet on the 19th to review our plan moving forward for the year.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Onward, here we go. All right, Autumn, we're going to jump in to find out, but I do want to say there's a few things that men do that women don't understand.
Oh, do tell. Do tell.
Oh, are we boldly going? Okay.
Please tell.
Yeah. All right. Cry while watching sports movies.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. If you.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I was trying to think of a movie that I've cried at with a sports movie. I don't know. I
cried Facing the Giants.
Yeah, there you go.
I cried on that one.
What's the one that had Sandra Bullock?
The Blind Side.
The Blind Side. Yeah, that was kind of a. I didn't really cry, but I felt, I loved the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
I understand that.
Yeah, Facing the Giants. That's a good one. Yeah. This is so gross. Anybody eating breakfast, I do need to put a disclaimer. I'm so sorry. Close one nostril.
Oh, the farmers.
Yeah, shoot from the other. Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, I understand it. I just don't want anybody eating breakfast.
Oh yeah, don't visualize it, please.
Yeah. Stack empty beer cans into a pyramid. Well, that's like their point of pride. I think it's like a thing like they're showing their trophies.
Yeah. Or what else are you supposed to do with empty beer cans?
I don't know.
Recycle
them? I don't know. Or what is it? What's that you?
You can crush them, but first you stack them.
Yeah. You ever make the can crush like shoes?
No, but my aunt and uncle had one of the wall ones.
Oh yeah, you've talked about it before. That's
so
really cool.
Good memories.
I've never seen anybody. I've seen those, but I've never known anybody that's had one of those.
Yeah, they did have one, and they also had like 7 kids.
So you were probably really excited to get to do that.
Yeah, it was fun. Like we'd fight over it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Go to Home Depot for pleasure.
Listen, every date night ends with Lowe's, Home Depots, or Menards. So.
Yeah, there you go. And it's could be just a walkthrough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like, can you tell a difference, like in their mannerism when they walk in the door? I mean, like the different, like their chest gets a little bit more puffed. They get a little more excited. I mean, like it's like
I paid attention.
Yeah, watch him.
I'll watch.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like it's
like the Tim Allen grunt.
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. They get a little bit more. Well, they're excited. It's like us, at the mall.
You know what? Sometimes I like to go to Menards to look at some of the stuff.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. And I usually find when I'm there, I'm happier than what I thought I would be.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of times I go, we have to go in. You know what I mean? And then I get in there and
Well,
I go, whoa.
Sometimes we go to Menards just to torture our children.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Do you really? Yeah. Well, I'm usually in heels. So a lot of those places, like, you can really hear me clicking.
Yeah.
And I click down the halls or down the heels, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so, but I do, yeah. But it is so, I can see where they go for pleasure. I can see that.
Yeah. We love taking the kids and hearing the groans.
Shout. Now, that's what I'm talking about when the team scores. I see that.
I do that.
Yeah, I do that too. Pick a restaurant based on its wings. I don't think there's any. I understand every bit of this.
I pick a restaurant based on their tea. So.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. There are certain restaurants I don't like to go to because I don't like their tea. Because I don't drink soda. I'm not a soda drinker.
Right. I'm cracking up. This is a little fun fact I learned about you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have good tea, I won't eat there.
Okay.
Or I will eat there, but I'll pout the whole time.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Oh, if I see you pouting, it will be the best day ever.
Yeah, if you see me pouting,
I will love that. I will love that. Okay. Quote Scarface.
Never seen Scarface?
I don't know that, I don't think that's real common. Spend all day working in the garage but have nothing to show for it. It's piddling.
It's piddling around.
Yeah.
You know, someday days, I feel like I clean the house all day and have nothing to show for it. So
I call it's piddling. I call them piddling,
Yeah.
piddling on the roof. You know what I mean? You're
Well,
piddling.
if you think about it, I was deep cleaning.
Oh,
You
no,
know, when you
yeah,
deep clean
yeah,
and
yeah.
like I was cleaning the vents and I was cleaning cleaning
Yeah.
the drains and cleaning the baseboards and all those things, and it's like you get down, it's like I know I've worked all day. There's nothing to show for it.
Oh, I know. No, I know that.
So,
no, I
I
know.
understand.
Or if you clean the closet out, nobody noticed.
Yes.
Nobody noticed that. And you shut the door and nobody knows it.
Yep.
And then they're like, what did you do all day long?
Yeah.
You're right.
So
yeah.
I get that. I know you
I
can do things and it not have.
Absolutely. We'll see here. Wear shorts with lots of pockets. I understand all of this.
I do
Because
too.
it makes sense. And the more pockets, the more, they can put,
Yeah.
that starts at an early age. Little boys, putting things in their pockets that
worms, birds.
frogs.
Yeah, I mean, you
You've
need
seen it all,
pockets.
haven't you?
I mean, look at the women with the dress pockets,
Oh.
and they're all so excited about pockets.
I can't even tell you that I would not turn away a dress. I love pockets
Yeah.
and dresses. We get excited at our house when a pocket.
Yeah, me too. So I'm sitting here thinking, why would I judge you for having cargo pants?
Exactly.
You wear those cargo pants, baby.
Yeah.
You wear them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. When
Just empty them before I do the laundry.
whenever we had a dress with pockets or something, my mom never wanted me to use the pocket. Never don't put your hand down. Don't ruin the pocket.
Dress.
You set your hand in the pocket if you want to, to show.
But don't use it.
But you don't put your hand all the way down in it. That was an etiquette thing because then you're not going to you're not going to tear your pocket.
You're not going to drop your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it. Yeah.
I see that.
That was kind of so.
I would tell my kids that because I don't mend. If you
Mending
knock,
takes extra time.
if you knock your pocket's worthless.
Well, they're staplers, You
Yeah.
staple the bottom of the pocket. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay, fantasy football. I do understand. I played fantasy football. I was horrible. I was horrible, and it was funny because it was cruel. Every time we checked in with each other, it was just horrible. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm the only one that picked Cole Beasley in the very beginning. His mother and I were the only two. And he did show himself. He did.
he did
very
do some
good.
things. That was
yeah,
a good pick.
Yeah, but not the first year that I got him. No,
Okay,
he was working his way, but it was
It takes time.
yeah.
Takes time. Takes
Yeah.
effort.
All right, so fantasy football, I understand all that. I didn't have time for it. You really have to have time for it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it right.
Justin did it 1 year, I think, 1 or 2 years, but
Yeah.
and is it a big thing now? Is it still going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of
Okay.
people still do it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's just not something that I enjoyed it, and it was kind of fun because it kind of makes you every game's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
because you have different players from different games.
Yeah, and you
like
kind of
create
got
your
to
own.
watch teams you don't normally watch, or just keep up with teams
Yeah.
that you never really cared about normally. But yeah, but it's just a lot of work, a lot of time. So I had to, and at first I kind of missed it, and then I've not missed it since.
Yeah.
It's been a few years, so I'm good for that. Yeah, but I appreciate those that do. Yeah, and I understand those too. Okay, one more thing. You can buy one giant 930 calorie Fruit Loop for $20.
Wait.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wait.
A giant Fruit Loop.
Yep.
How giant is
Okay,
giant?
well,
for
let's
$20
see.
bucks. I'm thinking those big, 5-pound Kit Kat bars.
Yeah.
Is it like that? Like one of the great big ones?
I think so. Okay. You remember the movie, and it's been 33 years, wow, since Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, I do
Okay.
know that movie.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Okay. Came out. Well, they spent time waiting for the day you could eat a single giant piece of cereal, and here you go. An art collector called MSCHF has created a cereal called Big Fruit Loop, which is a box with a single giant Fruit Loop inside. Obviously, it's a play on the actual Fruit Loop cereal, but it's an unauthorized stunt. So
Not FDA approved.
I know. I was gonna say I don't know about that. So they had to create their own recipe to mimic the real one. Okay, hang on. No, the one actually in the movie is unauthorized. But but they're going to do an authorized one. Okay, here we go. They didn't reveal how they made it. They then saying that it was not easy. So here we go. So this one is
Well,
okay.
it probably isn't easy.
The Big Fruit Loop box will be sold online for $19.99 starting Monday. It's unclear how many will be available, so if you want one, you should go to the website bigfruitloop.com first thing Monday. The color of the Fruit Loop you will get is a random color. They haven't released any measurements for it, but they did note that it's roughly the size of the box, and it's 930 calories. One serving of the real cereal is 150. So this is like going to be a big old Fruit Loop, and it is FDA approved. This one they were talking about the one in the movie not being approved,
Right.
but this one is approved, and it's going on sale. Okay, I want to say they had a was it you and I that were talking about the it's one of the beer companies had the lamp that went on sale. Okay, that was crazy. That went out. It was like that.
That
day,
sold out immediately.
Oh, it wasn't even the hour that it came on. Like
Yeah.
at night, it was 9 o'clock sale out.
Wow.
Yeah. And now, okay, hang on. It sold for it was $65. You know how much it is on eBay?
Probably hundreds.
Oh no, I think it's like 2,000, 2 or 3,000.
That's crazy.
They sold it selling on eBay for like unreal amount. Yeah.
Yahoo has given me these measurements.
Okay.
A single serving of Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal clocks in at 1 1/3 cup, weighs 39 grams, and this says 150 calories. So I think that's less than what yours
No, I had
was.
150 calories.
Oh, I thought you said 936 calories.
That's for the big one, the single big one. The regular, it says one serving of a regular Fruit Loops are 150 calories. This is not a serving. This is bigger than a serving.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. You're right, I was reading this wrong. Here's a picture of it, though.
Oh, it's beautiful. Can you imagine trying to find a bowl to put it in?
I'm sitting here thinking, what do you do? Just,
Well, I'm wondering,
how are you going to eat that?
I don't know, but it would be, something, I would think that this would be something unique for anybody that's, like, a big Fruit Loop fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
not
here
really-
it is. It weighs about half a pound.
Oh.
It's the equivalent of about half of the box of regular Fruit Loops.
Oh, wow. Well, a half a pound for that is kind of heavy, isn't it? I mean, because you think about it, right?
Cereal? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
And you have to eat it one serving, or it will go. What will get soggy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
so
don't
that's
want
why
no soggy Fruit Loop
I'm
going on around
wondering,
here.
what are we going to do? Just circle around this and all eat around it? I don't know. I don't know that that's something I'm going to jump on board with.
I know. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll be okay with it. Okay. Okay.
Send us a picture if you do, though.
Yeah. Okay. So one more thing. This is so bizarre. A woman wrote love note, or a husband. So let me back it up. A husband wrote love notes inside his wife's shoes for 6 years before she finally noticed it. She actually, there's a video and a message he wrote on the inside of the tongue of her sneakers, and she said she called to thank him, and that's when he told her, "I've been writing notes inside your shoes since we got married 6 years ago," and so she just hasn't paid attention. So
Okay, wait a minute.
yeah.
So,
Not so observant, okay.
well, and I'm sitting here thinking, how are you writing messages? Is this a thing of, I'm doing it daily for 6 years, or I've been doing it for 6 years and you're just now catching? Are you writing in the shoes that she wears, or are you writing in the shoes she... You know what I mean?
Well, he said that, it's like her shoes, but I'm thinking, if you did tennis shoes, wouldn't you, your feet sweat?
And wouldn't it wipe off? And not only that, but...
This blows me away more things that I don't understand than those men, right?
And I'm sitting here thinking, too, how many pair of shoes does this woman have?
Well, no, I think it's I don't know. He said, within the one shoe, she's been writing several notes. I mean,
the tongue is only so big. Do you write teeny tiny man? I mean, how do you...
So he put, I a lot better when you are around. I a lot better when you are around. So I guess he wrote little...
I don't understand it.
I don't know. I need to check my shoes because
Listen,
I don't know.
If
I don't
Justin
know.
Hall writes in my tennis shoes, I'm never going to see it.
Okay, you know what? I have a, after watching Toy Story and Woody says there's a snake in my boots.
Yeah.
And I've had, occurrences with snakes. I'm scared to put my foot in a boot.
Well, do you want to know why I wear flip-flops?
Again, one more reason to wear flip-flops, right?
So, I remember in 7th grade science. 7th grade.
Okay.
This is how it affected
Traumatizing
me.
it is.
we were watching, I don't know what we were even studying, but I know we watched a movie or watched some documentary, and it was about black widow and brown recluse spiders making nests in shoes, and people getting bit when they stuck their shoe, like their foot in their shoe, and not thinking anything of it, and then losing their whole toe. And
that's really scary. That's scarier than the snake, I think.
Yeah, so I'm like, if you don't have any shoes for them to make nests in, then you can't get bit. And I started wearing flip-flops.
Look at that. That's
And now, if I do have to wear boots or tennis shoes for some crazy reason, I always tap the top of the toe. Like, I tap the top of the toe, and then I tap it down on the ground.
Okay, well, see, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you do wear boots, okay, here's my thing is, do you put your hand in first and feel it?
No, you tap.
Okay,
You knock it down.
I've never been a tapper. So I always wondered, okay, I never knew that. I never thought of tapping. So I've always tried to figure out whether I want to put the foot in there first or the hand. I think the hand I could get it out faster. You know what I mean? Because if you think about a boot, when you go down in a boot, you know what I mean, with your foot, and I mean, I usually do the hand first, and then I pull, and then I do the boot. That it is something. So I wonder, like, if you took, like, let's get really, like, out there, like if you took, like, cellophane or something and put it over the top of your boot, then nothing would crawl in, right?
I mean, technically you could, yeah.
I mean, I was thinking of, you know what I mean?
I have heard where people put, like, pool noodles in their boots to keep them standing up.
Yeah, I've seen that, too.
Well,
that's
I've
like
also seen where snakes get in pool noodles, so... No.
They get in pool noodle? What?
Yeah.
A snake gets in a pool noodle?
Yeah, like in the little hole.
Oh,
no. Yeah, no thanks.
Remember, I had a snake trauma, this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was curled up and hissing. I mean, that's like the song, all curled up and hissing. Was it?
Yeah.
Snakes. Wait, what is that? It's not Air Supply. Who is it? Wait, heard it from a friend. All curled up and hissing. What is it? Who is?
Oh, why did you do that?
All curled up and hissing.
I know the song.
If they're referring to a woman being that way.
Lolo
saying
heard it from a friend.
Who heard it from a friend? Wait, do the
Oh,
no,
how about REO Speedwagon?
REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
Heard it from a friend. Is it the same one that all curled up and hissing?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's a horrible like
all curled up and hissing.
Right. Wait, be careful. What? Be careful when you're.
Yeah, but you never bled, instead you lay in the. No, it's keep on loving you.
Okay, I'm going to keep on loving you.
Yeah.
But then how to read the.
But it's the keep on loving you.
Yeah,
words.
okay, but read
that.
But
you never bled, instead you lay still in the grass, all coiled up and hissing. Now I gotta look at these holes. I mean,
that's horrible.
You should have seen. Okay, you should have seen by the look in my eyes, baby. There was something missing. You should have known by the tone of my voice, maybe, but you didn't listen.
Ooh.
Yes, but you played dead, but you never bled. Instead, you lay still in the grass, all coiled up and hissing. Yeah.
That song. Only thing I could when I saw the snake and he was coiled up and hissing. That song. That's the only thing I could get. You know what I mean? So
I think this guy needs some therapy, dude. Move on. She is not interested in you. You need to not keep on loving her. You need to move on and know your worth.
Let it go.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. Let it go. You must go on, right?
Yes. Stop being pathetic, dude.
I've actually, So that line came when that stupid snake. I'm not a snake fan, and when that snake was doing its thing, that's the song. But I couldn't remember the never bled and all that stuff.
You played dead,
but
you never
bled. You
just
lay
rolled up and
hissing. How horrible! That's
awful.
Dramatic.
Move on.
That would be good for counseling.
Yes.
Okay. The therapist. I laid there and I was coiled up and I was hissing.
She just wanted people loving.
That's right.
She didn't see the look in my eyes.
But
she didn't hear the tone.
Somebody had to write that song, and somebody had to go
truly
through
heartbroken.
Somebody had a horrible.
If you think about it, all the great songs come from horrible
tragedy.
Trauma.
Well, yeah. Look at Taylor Swift and all the things going on. Yeah. I mean, like she had some. I was riding shotgun with my hair undone.
Listen, on this day, you wrote. Let's talk about this. Bring this back to me here.
Well, she says she never tells who the person is because she wants it to be more personalized. Because, like, you could, like, you might think
listen,
if you adjusted, I was riding shotgun with my hair undone. I mean, so you make it more personal.
Listen, hearing some of her songs, I don't want to have it personal. I don't want any of those shared memories with you. You have some issues.
But for those that do relate to that, right? You know what I mean?
For you.
Or you just want to be mean, you know what I mean?
I do like that.
Yeah, I think that's cute.
I do like that.
And when she actually came out
with that.
Well, when she came out at the award show, and I don't remember which award show it was, and she was kind of dressed. She was kind of dressed in a. It was a dress, but it was kind of like a hillbilly, not a hillbilly, but kind of a country dress. You know, just kind of real simple, and they kind of just the scene. And she started singing that. I just thought that's adorable. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? And she was, really good. And I agree. Why do you have to be so mean?
Why do you have to be mean? Why does it matter? Why does my life matter to you?
That's right. Onward, how we go.
Let me live. Let me live my life. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Maybe that's the reason that lady was calling up videos.
Okay,
all right. Onward, how we go. Celebrity Home Loan. So we talked a little bit about briefly Tuesday because you made a big announcement this week.
We did.
That you are the branch manager.
Yes.
You are at the top, baby.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Hanging on by a thread.
No, you're doing great.
Yes.
And what does that mean? Explain to our listeners.
Yeah, I really don't know.
No, I mean,
it means I have a lot more responsibility, I guess.
Responsibility.
I have all the responsibility now. Mm-hmm. I guess it also means that I don't have anybody else I can, propel you up to.
But with that, and I'm so proud of you, and for the company, and I did say this Tuesday, and I'll keep saying it, because I do know what it means, and it doesn't mean more responsibility, but obviously, and the company knows. I mean, to have a company that puts you up there and you move, I mean, in your career, Autumn, to always go up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's a huge leap up. And that with that has shown your colors and your true colors to the company. So what a huge compliment.
Nobody else wants it. So
no, that's not true. That's not true.
No, it is. It's well, and it's something that had been in the plans. I mean, that we always kind of knew that would be the order of things and how it progressed. So, it's exciting. There's a lot more meetings I have to go to now. Mm-hmm. Like that kind of is fun, I guess.
Well, and you have to
be more meetings.
Oh, love that. Yeah, more to do. But like you didn't have a lot going on already. But like your business is Celebrity Home Loans is always changing, always staying with the times, always going. So that's cool though that they have those updates and
yes, and we do. We have meetings every other week to keep us updated on that and to, just with what the market's doing and where we're at and what the new laws are and who, all of those things that entail, because the market does always shift. And that's, we have joked for years. Dennis and I have joked for years. You think you learned something, you think you got it, and then it changes. And I mean, I just had a situation this week that it's like, this is how I've been doing this for 15 years and this is how we've always done it. And now all of a sudden we can't do it that way anymore. Right. And that, so it's those things that it's like, you have to constantly relearn. Right. Like, you can't be in this business and be like, well, this is how it always is. Like, you're constantly relearning and you're constantly doing things and you're, so I guess in a way I'm more responsible to make sure I keep up with that. Whereas before I could kind of just be like, that's Dennis's job.
Well, and the thing too, I mean, with that, just goes to show, I mean, like everything's changing and I think we've learned that sometimes, like and I'm not saying that some things are not better doing it, when you're used to doing it and you're kind of a professional at doing it one way, but it's also where you have to keep that openness of, we always used to do it that way, but now we're in a different world, we're in a different changing. Yeah. I mean, like, you go back years ago, we didn't have all the emails, we didn't have all the, we didn't have I mean, you can Google things, you can, you have access.
Oh, you have access to a lot of knowledge.
So much now.
Which is nice, because, guidelines constantly change.
Yeah.
Guidelines are constantly changing, things are constantly updating. I mean, good news, conventional loans just increased their loan amounts.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a blessing.
And it is nice because now some of the loans that we'd have to do jumbo in the past, we don't. We can do straight conventional.
Fantastic.
That's nice. And then you have guidelines and things that have changed. And I just am more responsible to keep up with all that.
Well, and I think that's good. And I know you like to, but you like good challenges, and that keeps your brain challenged and keeps you challenged. But also, then they add also like new loans. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
somebody will come up or like a
New loan products that you
Products
can do, new
yeah.
types. That's constantly going on. It's a lot. It
well,
is a
it
lot.
would be a lot to keep up with because every person that walks in your door is an individual.
Yes, and they all have individual needs.
Yes, and there's no cookie cutter. There's nothing that like you can say, oh, this is. I mean, you have to figure out, and that's where your expertise and your years of experience comes into play to figure out which loan is the best for that person.
Right. Right, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
And that sometimes we have to, you know, like, sometimes that means we have to take a step back and say, okay, what, you know, sometimes we do have to cut product and say, okay, we've done this loan in the past, but it doesn't really service us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really service our customers anymore, so we're not doing this right now, or we're
Right.
not, you know, not that I can't do it, but it really isn't in your best interest if I do it for you. You're going to get a better deal going somewhere else, or you're going to, you know.
Yeah.
Or, hey, this is something that we do all the time, and it is one of our niche products or one of our main things. Yes, let's run with it. Let's, you know.
Right.
And that goes both ways, and honestly, that's why it's really, really important to keep good relationship with the other lenders in the community.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I had a situation, I had to contact one of the other lenders and said, hey, this is a loan that you guys did a couple years ago. This is what I'm missing. Can you help me out with this? Can you, you know?
Yeah.
And they did. You know, they're like, yeah, let's pull it. Yeah, we have that. And I was talking to Commiss and even the realtors. I said, hey, I contacted the previous lender. They were great. They helped us. We're able to get this. Let's, you know, and that's the other part of it too. You have to keep those relationships. You have to, you know, we're all going towards the same goal.
Yeah.
And there's
Absolutely.
plenty of people, there's plenty of fish in the sea, I guess, for lack of a better term. But it's like, you know, we're all trying to accomplish the same thing.
Right. Well, and it's for the community. I mean, it's a blessing that we have you in the community to help us, and also to be that way, because I know that like sometimes people will like have an idea, or maybe they'll even look it up themselves and they'll come in and they'll have an idea of what loan they want, but then there's another loan that's better actually and going to suit them and help them financially out better.
Yeah. So
so that's where I think the expertise comes into play.
Yeah.
And that's where, and also if they have we talk about this a lot, but I just think this is such a blessing, because if you come in and let's say in next year in February or March, you're thinking about you want to, you know, buy a home, because this is going to be your biggest purchase, you know.
Right. It is. Yeah. It's one of the biggest.
And so therefore, unless you buy a yacht
or college.
Yeah, there you go.
Pay for college.
There you go. Pay for college or a yacht, which I don't see that happening right now. But anyway, this is one of your biggest.
It is one of your biggest
purchases.
And I say that because it is a big purchase. It really is. It is a lot of money. It is for a typically anywhere from a 15 to a 30-year term. Mm-hmm. So it is a long-term investment.
Right.
You know, realistically, you do those, but you know, for the most part, people only live in their home 5 to 7 years. Mm-hmm. So you keep that in mind as well. Right. You know, but it is a big purchase. It is a huge chunk of your monthly income that you are putting towards this payment, whether you rent or buy.
Right.
I mean, because even rent, you're paying a big chunk to live in this property. Sure. So make sure you're comfortable. And that's something we do talk to people. Like, make sure you're comfortable. Make sure that you know what you're getting into.
Well, and I think it goes, and I think most people, and for those that do not get so nervous about it, good for you. I mean, if you can hold your cool, but I think majority, I'd say 99.9%, get nervous in doing this. You know what I mean? On this end. I'm talking about on my end, you know what I mean?
Especially first time.
That's what I mean, yeah. And because you're like, you know, but when you take that step and you have somebody that talks you through it and helps you and looks at everything for you, that makes you feel at ease.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I want you comfortable.
Yeah, and that's what you want, and that's where I want, you know, people to know that you do that. And also, if it's not going to work right now, then let's get a plan of how can we get there.
Yeah. Here's what you need to do so that you can buy in the future.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you know, I don't ever want you, if the answer, very rarely is the answer ever no. It may be not right now. Mm-hmm. And so I don't ever want anybody to walk out my doors feeling defeated.
Right.
And that's part of it too. There's nothing you can do to your credit that you can't fix or undo.
Right. Yeah.
Now, it may take time, it may take effort, it may take energy, but credit
Discipline.
and discipline, but credit is a living, breathing thing. And that's the thing that, when I talk to people, it constantly changes. If you had your credit pulled with me and you go to another lender in a month and they pull something different, don't get mad at me that my credit bureau is wrong. It's something has changed between now and then, that it has adjusted, and that is typical, and that it's a living, breathing thing.
Right.
Companies report differently, depending even on the industry. What I pull as a mortgage score is different than what a credit card company is going to pull. It's different than what a car company is going to pull. It's different than what a utility company is going to pull. And all those places pull your credit. And so credit in and of itself is not really hard to understand, but it's not easy either.
Sure.
It's a little complicated.
Right.
So that's part of it too. But here's the flip side of that, because it constantly changes, then you're never stuck. It's never like, oh, I've done this and now I'm done.
Yeah.
Even bankruptcies and judgments and things, those fall off of your credit in 10 years. That seems like a long time, but really in the whole span of things, it's fairly quick.
Yeah.
So it's constantly changing.
Right. And I think that's good, and I think it's good to have answers too, because it's just like today we just talked about this on Today Is, writing your business plan, so you can actually write not just your business plan, but for your own personal goals.
I think everyone should have a financial plan
and personal goals that you would like to see. Whether they're going to, whether this is something that is important to you, or is it something what direction do you want to go? You know, and planning for that, and it's kind of a cool. They always say to have like those kind of cool, like some days dreams. You know what I mean, like that.
And
Big dreamer, right? You know what I mean?
Big dreamer.
Well,
I'm not a dreamer, but yes.
But for those that are, or a vision, or a goal. Let's say a goal. Then a goal driven.
Without a vision, perish.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a goal driven, or and so these are things to keep in mind. And if they're giving more for the loans, and that's a blessing, because we know that a lot of the market's up a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that is something I had a couple people call me yesterday, because the feds did raise.
They took it up? I thought we were going down.
Okay, so here's what this means, and this is what I was explaining. So, when the feds raise, they raised it 50 basis points. So that is and I know Dennis has shared this a couple times, that is the cost of the banks borrowing the money overnight. Okay, so right now, when I lock your rate, and a lot of lenders, when we lock your rate, we are having to charge a discount. I can't par out. I can't get to the point where I'm not paying and you're not paying. It's everybody's paying. Right. Like, we just had these horrible months where it doesn't matter if you're going to lock a loan, you're paying a discount fee or I'm going to take a loss type of thing. Right. And that's every lender everywhere. And we have started to see in the last couple of months, there are certain loan programs and there are certain products that I am starting to finally start to par back out. And what happens is, when the market is uncertain and rates are going up and I'm locking you at 5, 6, 7%, and the feds and the investors and all of them are concerned that, it's going to crash and they're going to go back down to, 4 or 5, then you're going to refinance. We're going to take a loss on that rate, so we're going to go ahead and charge you and get our money up front to cover that. Okay, so it's like a note or a, Well, as the feds are raising their rates, their bips, yes, our rates are going, they are actually declining a little bit. But what is happening that you don't necessarily see is that on the back end, that yield spread's getting smaller. So yes, the feds are raising their rate, but what that means for you is now you're not paying as much of a discount, if any. Okay. So it actually does help us on our end. Okay. Because now instead of paying 3% for your rate or asking your seller to do a 2-1 buy down, now I can par you out and here's your rate and no one's paying for it. And so it is scary when people hear that. Yeah. But that's what, like, when the feds drop their rates to 0. Because remember, we had that earlier in the, I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but we got so many cards. Interest rates are 0%. Yeah. No, interest rates are not 0% for you. Right. Interest rates are 0% for the banks who borrow money and pay it back the next day. That's why our interest rates could be 2 and 3%, because we're making money on the fact that you're paying us 2%. They're not charging us anything.
Yeah.
Not us being me, but investors and
Right.
secondary. So that is what the Fed rate is. Not your mortgage interest rate. It affects your mortgage interest rates, your car interest rates, but it's not the interest rate.
Okay.
Because you don't pay the Fed.
Uh-huh.
The investors pay the Fed.
Right. Okay.
So it has helped that they are raising their rates, which help our yield spread, which in return do benefit you.
Okay.
So it's crazy on the back end. That is something I am still learning about a little bit more, because let's be honest, in the past I just don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
Well, I mean, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And this is something that, like, you're given. I mean, like,
Yeah.
these are numbers that, like, are above, like, what I'm saying is they don't call Autumn Scott Hall to check the numbers.
Yeah, they don't call me and ask my opinion.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
how do you feel about rates today?
This is what we're given. This is what this is the
Yes.
way it's going to happen.
And
Yeah.
we do watch every day. I get an email every day on a market analysis, and I do watch it every. No, I don't watch it every day. I try to watch it every day. Sometimes life happens and I get busy,
sure,
but I do try to watch it every day. I do try to keep track of that. That honestly, that's where we pull a lot of our information that we do share.
Mhm.
There is still a general consensus that rates will continue to trickle down.
Okay.
As the new year starts, as people get a little bit more secured, and as the feds continue to raise their side of the rate, because, again, if they're raising their rates that they're charging investors to pay them, then we're safer to charge you guys a rate, because then there's not a penalty that they're going to lower and then you're going to refinance.
Okay.
And so what we run into, and this is what I tell people, I'm responsible for your loan for 10 years, but if you refinance before you have made 6 payments, and I have had some people who have, their whole thought has been, I'm going to buy this home, and I'm going to, even on it, I'm going to buy this home, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to sell it, or I'm going to, however. But if you refinance before you have made 6 payments, that is a huge red flag. I mean, outside of life legitimately happening and I can prove it, but your investor takes a loss. Like, they then lose money on that, because you've not made enough payments to
Help with the
compensate
interest rate.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Take care of the, the back end, the overhead, so yeah, they need at least 6 payments to even break even type of thing. Even if you do pay back the loan, because when people, and that's what people don't realize. When you do a loan, when you write a loan, it costs money. And I tell people, I pay $89 for a credit report. That's what it costs me to pull your credit.
Yeah.
So when people come in, they're like, well, just pull my credit. Well, let's talk first, because it's free to you, but it's not free to me.
Right.
Like, I pay for that.
Right.
I have to pay somebody to process the loan. I have to pay somebody to underwrite the loan. We actually have to pay the investor to buy the loan. Like, there are costs. And then in addition to that, then we have our overhead costs. We have our rent, our electric, our printer, the cost of any business, as you know. So that's why when people are like, well, you're making money. Well, no, not really. Like, not really. And even the investor, they're not really making money until you make your payments back.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we're all at a loss until you start making your payments back.
Right.
And so that is one of the things that is a red flag, and that's why you kind of had these yield spreads so high that people were having to pay for their rates, because the fear was, well, if everything crashes, as we're in this recession, and historically in a recession we lower rates to generate business.
Right.
And I locked you at a 7, and 2 months later it went down to a 5, you're going to refinance, and I'm going to be at a loss, so you're going to pay me up front. And so we're seeing some of that kind of go away now. So the Fed's raising their rates, which we told you. Becky, I sat here 6 months ago and said the Reds are going to raise the rate 2 more times before the end of the year.
No, you did.
So here we are this month. They've raised it again. This is the last time this year. That doesn't surprise us. We knew that was going to happen. I told you. Not that I want to be like, I told you so, but I told you.
No, you did.
And it's
You
like,
did.
we need it.
Yeah.
We need to see that.
You were wanting that. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So it's scary when you hear rates are raising again. But, you know, Freddie Mac has come out now for the 4th week straight. Interest rates have actually lowered a little bit. Now, not drastically. We're talking an 1/8 to a quarter of a percent. But,
Nice.
you know, over 30 years, that's a lot.
Well, and I think that, do you think we'll ever, okay, when we need to even kind of just take this out, I mean, ever see 2% anymore? I mean,
I will never say never, however,
you just don't see it. Like,
we never should have been that low to begin with.
Yeah.
And
that really, really got a lot of people, like, thinking that that would be the norm.
well, and now
Do you
you've
feel
got
that?
people,
I mean, right.
I have people now who are refinancing for whatever reason, different reasons, and I'm cringing because I'm like, yeah, you're at a 3.5% interest rate, and I'm getting ready to lock you at a 6.5. Like, I'm doubling your rate, and you don't have a choice, you have to, but
Yeah.
you know, in the long run, it's kind of going to cause some issues in that, okay, now we have to be creative, because now, yes, I know you have a mortgage, I know you're making your mortgage, but with life happening and now you're refinancing, or you sold your house and now you're buying a new one, because
You can't keep that low interest rate.
You can't keep that low interest rate. Sorry, that doesn't come
They're not
with you.
transferable.
But it's a little bit different, you know. And I'm not. I told Justin, you know, we have a very nice interest rate. I took advantage of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, if interest rates are low, yeah, I'm going to refinance.
Well, this is what you beat. This is what
Yes.
you do. Yeah.
But yeah, we probably won't refinance anymore because I don't want to lose my interest rate. Like,
Yeah.
save the money. I don't.
Well,
you know.
definitely. Yeah.
I don't want to say we won't. I don't know.
Yeah. Never say never. You never. You're
But
right.
I would say don't plan on it, because in all honesty, and I've said this for years, we really should be at 6-7%.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
a good, healthy,
I think
even
that's
maybe even 8 and 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the big scheme of things, if you go back, we're still at a lower interest rate. I mean, rates used to be double digits on a mortgage. That was not uncommon.
Yeah.
When I started 15 years ago, rates were 7 to 9. That was not uncommon. 2 and 3 is uncommon.
Yeah. That was just And I think that doing that, it really got a lot of people realize or wanting that still.
Yeah.
And that and I
Well,
do
because you
understand
have first-time
Right.
home buyers who don't know any different.
that. Right. And that just
If you've only owned a home within the last 10 years, and there's a huge generation who have only owned a home in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
they don't know any different.
Right.
And that, you know, I've had to step back and be conscious of that and understanding of that, that, well, this is all you've seen, so yes, 6 and 7 look really high to you.
Right.
Like that, I have to understand that, because as much as I hate to say it, I've entered a new generation, and so I've gotten older, and it's like I'm looking at it like, what's the big deal? My first house was an 8%. Like, what are you know? And then it's like, oh wow, you sound like a boomer, so that's okay. But that's all they know.
Right.
And we have to be understanding of that. I have people who've been buying homes for 30 years, and they're like, that's still a great rate. Well, yeah, because you probably had a home at 18%.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to keep that in their life experience as well.
But you can buy that down too, right? Or is it? Am I saying that right?
I mean, technically you can buy down a rate, but even on that, programs cap you. Like VA says you can't pay more than 2%. If you're doing a discount, VA says veteran can't pay more than 2%.
But let's remember, I do want to say for our veterans, there's some really good loans out there.
Oh yeah,
and I really want.
Yeah, VA's a great loan, and I mean that's VA's way of protecting the veteran. Yes,
And
you can get a lower rate,
love that.
but the veteran can only pay 2%. So if they want a 5% interest rate and it's costing 4%, the only way they can get that is if I, as a lender, say I'll cover the other 2.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, and if I'm covering the other 2, then I'm borderline working for free. So then you have to understand I can't do that. Like I can't do that.
Right.
So there's that as well. But yeah, you can buy down your rate. Yeah. You can bonify it and buy down.
Bonafide.
Yeah.
Love that.
Bonafide.
Remember?
I also
remember that show. Oh, he's bonafide. Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I don't watch TV.
It's a movie.
What movie?
Oh, brother, where art thou? Yeah.
Oh.
He's bona fide.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I watched maybe 10 minutes of that, and I was like, I'm done with this.
Okay.
But what I'm not ever done with, Becky, is our Coffee Club sponsors.
Yes,
So
right.
thank you, Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland Celebrity Home Loans, LLC, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, NMLS 227765. We are an equal housing lender, celebrityhomeloans.com. Dr. Black Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Burley Wealth Management.
Yes, everyone have a wonderful and a fantastic Thursday.
Thursday it is.
I'm Scott Hall. Go see her at Celebrity Home Loans right here in Salem.
There I am, on the square.
Ho, ho, ho! This is Jalen Orr. Santa Claus is coming to town this year, and we believe he has already made his stop here at John Jones, bringing fantastic deals on all of our year-end inventory. Santa has been looking to upgrade his sleigh, and he has found just the spot to do business. If you're tired of being pulled around by Rudolph and the crew, come check out some of our new rides with plenty of reindeer power. We have a list of cars between all of our 5 locations that we can pull from, and you can see them all in one easy spot, JohnJonesAutoGroup.com. See something shiny and new that you're wanting on Santa's shortlist? Give us a call at 877-473-5546 to set up your appointment today. And from your local John Jones family, we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho!
I know, you're excited, Santa. This coming Friday and Saturday, we have 4 great basketball teams playing in the holiday tourney at West Washington High School. Borden, Salem, West Washington, and East Washington. Santa, it's going to be a great time, so tune in on WSLM AM and WSLM FM for the play-by-play and color and stats and all the action for the holiday tourney at West Washington this Friday and Saturday.
Ho, 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 ho!
Manufacturing engineer. Actively participate in the development of new products, product improvements, and assist in the resolution of technical manufacturing problems for a major producer of sintered metal components. Employer GKN Sinter Metals LLC. Location Salem, Indiana. Domestic travel required. To apply, mail resume, no calls or emails, to S. Shaw at 1670 Opdyke Court, Auburn Hills, Michigan 48326.
Hello there, this is Nat King Cole, wishing you all a happy and a Merry Christmas. The joy of living is in the giving. So let's give lots of toys for tots.
Since 1947, the United States Marine Corps has been helping Santa fill his sleigh, making happier holidays for deserving children right in your community. Go to toysfortots.org and learn how you can make a difference.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends, enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
To Summit County, Ohio Domestic Relations Court Magistrate Cheryl Ware, an alcoholic was a toothless guy who lived under a bridge.
I did not fit that profile, so I didn't even know that I just know that alcohol made me feel better. And when I was, blacked out, I was feeling better. My life at that point had completely unraveled. I hit what you would call rock bottom, what we would all call rock bottom. I was passed out every night. I missed all the kids' school events. I was gone for days. People were looking for me. What I did at that point was I turned back to my relationship with God. I had no other choice than to see that he's all I had, and that was enough.
Hear more powerful episodes about substance use disorder at recoverytalks.org. And find out more about the stigma associated with recovery at rockandrecovery.com.
This has been a Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions that you have regarding home health care or hospice. The following tips will help your holidays be more enjoyable. Plan ahead, accept your limitations, and ask for help when you need it. Also, be flexible. Our family at Hoosier Uplands would like to take this time to wish you a wonderful Christmas season.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter, like the stair that only creaks when everyone else in the house is asleep. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Give Seth at Marshall's a call today at 812-967-3742, and we'll be glad to take care of you.
Dr. Minigun invites you to her new high-tech office in Salem at 1350 South Jackson Street. Her office is a part of Dr. Brad Black's Eye Associates, regarded as one of the leading eye care centers in the
Where's Rick and Bubba? Why can't I hear them? Why have they gone away? So close to Christmas, will they all miss us? Does that mean best of shows for us?
Yeah, it actually does. So, you gotta take some time off.
Where's Rick and Bubba? It's late December. They're not on my radio. You and I were so happy. Now I'm uneasy. Will I be dark with blood and
I mean, when the little kid puts it that way, you almost feel bad for being gone. All right, so it is the big year ender is tomorrow, and yes, you will have a Speedy, Greg, Helmsley doing best of shows. But tomorrow, one more live show with the gang all here. Adler will also be off, and the guys will get time off as well as they rotate best of shows and get a couple of replays, which require no supervision, as we celebrate this most wonderful time of year. Lord willing, our 29th anniversary comes January the 4th. The new CD this year, Where's the Bathroom, available everywhere. Hard copies at rickandbubba.com, or you can go to all the digital download platforms and get it there as well if you don't already have it. The gang's all here for another hour. Welcome back. Bill Bubba Buster.
Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for being part of the Rick and Bubba experience.
These are the days of There we go. Together to the promised land. Well, sometimes, Bubba, there's nothing quite like a visual to make a point. We talk about we have this bizarre fake world in which we live, things that at one time were so elementary that no one would tolerate, that no one would affirm. Now, whatever I decide to do and say, I must be allowed to do it. If not, you're mean. You have all kinds
You've got
of...
a phobic something in your background.
You're phobic this, misogynist that. You're everything. You're racist. You're a bigot. I must be allowed to live out my truth no matter how bizarre you may see it. We have a woman who's had enough, and boy has she had enough. So she is headed before an Arizona school board meeting, and should I just let her speak on her own? Do I even need to add anything?
Rick, you know what this is a case of, and I heard Rush mention this one time, and I'd always thought this too. Sometimes it takes the absurd to demonstrate the absurd.
Exactly. That's absurd. Ain't nothing need to be added to that. And so she's going to make the point of how absurd some of the things that kids are having to deal with now, and when they're supposed to be going to school. And so here she comes before the school board meeting, dressed as a cat. Be real. Okay.
Hello, my name is Lindsey Graham, and I am a cat. Meow, meow. I'm not a woman dressed as a cat. I am a cat. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe and confess that I'm a cat? Great. By show of hands, I'm curious, how many of you believe that your child or a child from this school would believe that I'm actually a cat? No one. You are right. Why? Because you are not stupid, and these children are not stupid. Truth prevails over imagination. Reality exists. Discernment is innate and something we are biologically wired to have. One look at me, and you know this to be true. I am a woman posing as a cat. You may also think correctly that if I truly believe I'm a cat, I have a mental disorder. If I suffer from a mental disorder, and if I am unable to discern reality, am I safe to be around children? Would you put me in charge of making critical decisions about the safety and well-being of children, and about the direction of their education, when I cannot even discern truth from fiction? Confession. I'm not actually a cat, guys, just because I say I am. You've not agreed to or committed to addressing me as a cat simply because I demand it. No tail, whiskers, or outfit makes me a cat. Just like no lipstick, high heels, or long hair makes him a man, a woman. It is just as biologically impossible for me to become a cat as it is for a man to be a woman. And you have one job as members of this school board, and it's defined as this. School board members are responsible for broad, forward-thinking, minute analysis and decisive action in all areas that affect students and staff in their schools. I ask you, do you believe that the actions of a grown man playing dress-up as a woman affects the students and staff positively or negatively? A public school is not the place for social experiments in altered realities or gender ideologies. It is not the place to celebrate a grown man with a mental illness, dressing as a woman, and teaching kids lies. Children come to school to learn facts and truths about reality, including unchanging biological truths about science and nature, not to learn that they can change biological realities and become anything they want in the name of diversity. What you're actually doing is worse than just lying to our kids. You're forcing them to be participants in your lie, in your charade. You're forcing them to deny what they see with their eyes, and you're forcing them to speak lies. I ask you again, am I a cat? And if you say no, then the mindset must be aligned with your discernment across the board. By allowing a falsity to be displayed and paraded around the school, you teach children that truth is not existent, facts are not real, and biology is a lie. You fail at your job, your only job, by confusing children and teaching them untruths, and to coddle a grown man playing dress-up as a woman. If you were to address me as a cat right now, it's as ridiculous as when you say Miss Bixler, and a grown man's voice comes thundering over the...
Thank you. Let me get, is she a cat or not?
Meow, meow.
Well done. Yeah, it was
2 barrels full.
Yeah, well, but think about how elementary what she is saying, and I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. You know how we started noticing the trend of food allergies, and it started kind of coming out of nowhere. I'm picking up now talking to parents who have children that are young and are in the government schools right now, and more and more I'm getting this. I can't explain why, but my young child has become full of anxiety, and they've never had it ever. And I said, well, I'm not the one who have the final gavel on that, but do you see the world they live in? Do you see the world? Think about how confusing it is if you're young and say, like during the pandemic, All you were told is that school is dangerous. That's why you can't go. It's dangerous. Then all of a sudden one day everybody walks in and says, "Go to school." And you're like, "What?
Yeah.
Y'all told us y'all told us it was dangerous." Can you imagine what it's like to be sitting here looking at a man dressed as a woman, and the school says, "Yes, y'all need to address. He was Mr. Whatever. Now he's Mrs. Whatever," and they're looking around going, "But that's just a man dressed as a woman." Right. You know. Do y'all see the garbage that we are dumping on a generation of children? And the main thing we're doing is we're placing them in a world that has truth and taking the truth away. And you know what? You know why that makes you a little bit anxious? You got no foundation. You don't know what's real and what's not. Would you think that would make you anxious if you were a child? All the things I just mentioned? Do you think that would do it?
Well, think about
Yeah,
this,
it would.
Rick. How hard it would be to measure things if we all could just decide on our own how long a foot was.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there are some standards, and Greg brought a great point the other day when we've got all these pronoun changes now. Who said you could change the English language?
Yeah, who made the final call?
Yeah.
Imagine trying to deal with that as a child.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Well, if you're an article,
If you're an English teacher now, how in the world can you teach English?
Yeah, but who made that call? Said, "Okay, we're changing.
Yeah.
Now we're doing it this way."
Right.
You know what?
I don't think that call was made, right?
See, you know what children need? They need stability.
Yeah.
And what we're doing, we're sending them out into an unstable, chaotic world, and then we go, I don't know what my kids all freaked out and scared about all the time.
Yeah.
I get what they're afraid of. They're afraid of everything I just said.
Right.
Listen.